welcome to Buzz, brought to the Peters Township Public Library. I am Miss Shannon.
And I'm Miss Linda, and this is the second January episode of Book Buzz.
Yeah.
That we are going to just...
We're actually talking about books on Book Buzz. Imagine that.
Oh my God, I don't know. This could change everything.
I know.
Yep,
It's
there it
crazy.
goes. So I thinking about the new year and different, changes, and we brought some new books, etc. I was thinking back when we used to do like library news from around the world.
We had a globe, yeah.
Do at our globe and everything, and it kind of fizzled, which is okay. Makes room for new ideas. And so this year, my idea is just once a month in one of the episodes, I'm going to feature an author, a children's or YA, young adult author.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think?
I love it.
All right, so I might have to have you do the YA authors or whatever,
Sure.
and we'll
Yep.
just
tell me where and when I need to
when and
do.
where, what do I need to do?
Just sign me up. It's cool.
Okay, so to start it off, this is what made me think of it too, because this author, this book is so old. This character in these books are so old that they just came out with a new one, and it's a treasury. And I don't know, I just started looking into this author because it was so long ago, and it's a famous book, the Book of Madeline. Let me just show you of Madeline. This is Madeline, a treasury.
Yep.
Now this just came out. It
Two
has
rows of girls and two straight lines. The smallest one was Madeline. Something
very
like
good.
that is how it
Yeah,
starts.
that's good. So yeah, it's the treasury of Madeline stories, and okay, yeah. So in here there were a lot more of Madeline's stories, but these were some of his bigger ones. And in this book has the last Madeline book that he'd written, which was Madeline's Christmas.
Oh.
That was the last book before
Yeah.
he died. And there he is, his picture, Ludwig Bemelmans.
Okay, so where he's
How about
from?
that? He is from, I think he was from, I want to say Germany. Where?
He said he was born in
Italy.
Italy.
Okay, he was born in Italy.
Yeah, but the
Okay.
Madeline books take place in Paris or
In
France.
Paris, yep.
Yeah.
Yes, and it was interesting of how he came up with the character. He had been in a bicycle accident, I want to say. Bicycle accident on the island of France. He was hospitalized, and he remembers being in a small hospital with the sisters, the nurses, dressed with just like they dress in here. If we could find a good picture with the wing kind of.
And their is that what habit?
Like their habits, yeah, their hats. And he always thought that was really cool, and so came the idea of Madeline being one of the kids. So a year later, he was back in New York City. He wrote his first Madeline book, and actually, I like how this started when authors or entrepreneurs get these ideas and all of a sudden they're like jotting it. My dad started a company 100 years ago, and how it started was writing it on a cocktail napkin.
Yeah.
He wrote, all of his little notes, because that's all he had, and and just as it was coming to him. And that's what Bemelmans did. He wrote it on the back of menus in Pete's Tavern. And that was in New York. I'm not familiar with. I'm not familiar with that one. Do you think I'd still be around?
I don't know. I mean, what year did Madeline come out?
Good. Do you want to know his parents' name?
Well, he named his wife. His wife's name was Madeline.
Well, there you go. That's probably how Madeline got her name, would you think? What year? I should know this.
First published in 1939.
There it is. I just found it. Yep. First in 1939. The last one I know was Madeline's Christmas when he passed away. He wrote an average of 1 to 2 books a year.
Wow.
That's a lot. I know it's not as difficult as like writing 1 to 2 chapter books a year, but these stories.
I think he's the illustrator as well, is he not?
Yes, he is.
Because their illustrations are definitely very, because every other page is colored. So
Yeah.
like one set of pages is just yellow and black drawings, and then the next is in color, and the next is being yellow. I remember that really being interesting to me as a kid.
Yeah, of how it changes like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading these.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I remember watching we have the DVD there, like it was like a TV series.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, this has been around, and then of course, like everything that comes out in the world now is turned into DVDs.
Yeah, Miss Clavel, that's the name of the teacher.
Yeah. Well, one of the questions was that he was asked if I like this answer. He was asked if Madeline was an orphan.
I always thought she was. Okay. Or are they like in a boarding school?
They are in a boarding school. Madeline was not an orphan. She's known for being the bravest, most outgoing of the girls, contrary to popular belief, and to her depiction in the animated series in the live-action film. She, and by extension, her classmates, weren't orphans in the original books. They were attending a Catholic boarding school. And I know that there's over like 20 Madeline books, and in total, if this number is correct, he has in his lifetime written 66 books.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
And an old house in Paris that was covered with vines.
There you go.
12 little girls in 2 straight lines. Yep, I remember
there it is.
And that's cute.
And
now I want to I don't actually, out of all the books we have in my house, we don't have any Madeline books. When we went to get a Madeline book for Emma.
So yeah,
Very
and
sweet.
for a while, like we were, you know how like we like to go through our books and make sure, especially the classics and the older ones, are in good shape.
Right, which
like,
is kind of how this came to be too. Was our
that
Madeline
is.
books?
We went through and thought, okay, they're well loved and whatever. We need to replace them, if you can replace them.
Yeah, you can't always.
No, because we've seen that with other series that we have. You can't replace them, and if you do, you have this nice hardback, and then the only thing you can find is a paperback, which we prefer not to have to order for our collection because they don't last. You know, but to have a paperback, I guess, is better than not having the book at all.
Yeah.
But yes, Dear Old Madeline by Ludwig Bemelmans. Yep. Madeline.
Trip down memory lane. I appreciate that, Miss Linda.
Yes, it is. So now it's going to make you want to read them all.
Yeah, I wonder if this is the actual show that I used to watch, or there's been so many different adaptations. But I definitely remember watching
his book. They're one of his Madeline books. It was Madeline's Rescue. Was awarded the Caldecott.
Yeah, the original Madeline had the was the Caldecott honor. When I was flipping through this.
Isn't that
cool? One. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
Very cool. Author info.
Yeah, so come to the library. We have a bunch of brand new copies of the Madeline series.
We do. Yep, that's why.
Or you can read them all, or all the best ones at once with this nice treasury.
Yep, we just got it. We need to get it cataloged, but once
it'll be ready once this airs.
Yeah, we'll get it up there.
Oh, Madeline is she's sick in this one. Oh no.
Wow. You never know where ideas are going to come from the fact that he was in a hospital as a kid and saw all these adults around. And
yeah. Interesting.
Yep. All right. Cool. Digging in.
All right. So new year, new books. So my thought on the books I'm going to share from our YA collection today, back and forth with Miss Linda's sharing hers from the children's collection, is what if in the new year you step outside your normal comfort zone and read a different genre? But before I talk about that, real quick, the library, this is not for children, it's only going to be for the adults, is they are doing, again, through Beanstack, the A to Z challenge, where you read a book from every letter of the alphabet.
I love it.
You do not have to read them in alphabetical order. So, so if you're already reading a book that starts with the letter K, when you finish it, go ahead and put it in, and then you already got your K done. You have the entire year to read all the letters. I think for the more difficult letters, like X, long as X is in the title somewhere, it counts. However, I made sure every single book started with the letter last year, and I did it quickly. I did it like the very beginning. I feel like by March I had it all done.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's why when I forgot that it was coming up again, I want to jump on it this time because
it's fun. And then like it's neat to kind of see like how many you've done. Like
it's a fun challenge.
Yeah, and then also so I know that we both do Goodreads, and anyone else that does. You can actually go on your Goodreads list and you can change your to-read list to ABC order. So if you're like, oh, I need a book by K, you can go scroll through, and then it will show you all your K books will be together.
That you wanna read.
Yeah, and then you can go from there
It's a great
to kind
idea.
of get some ideas. Because maybe you already have a book that starts with letter X that you want to read and you didn't even know it.
Yeah, true. But let me say, these books that are now going to be included into the A to Z challenge is what you are starting to read now.
Right. Or that have read so far this year.
This year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I would have one or two.
Or even one that
part of
maybe
it.
you finished in this year. You maybe started in December 2024, but you finished it in January 2025. Then it was completed in January, so it counts for this year.
Excellent. And you know what? I'm glad you brought up Goodreads. I love the app Goodreads because I love keeping track of what I want to read and what I did read. I love doing their challenge.
Yep.
Like I'm going to read so many books this year.
Yep.
I met my challenge last year, which I was happy about.
How many?
40 something.
That's
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Right on the money, though.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, wow, by the skin of my I just did it. I was pretty excited. So, it's just a fun challenge, and I don't, like, count every day or whatever.
Right.
When I put it in, and then, what made me think of it is that you go in and redo it for this year. Do I want to keep it the same or what? And I'm looking to see what I did, and I went, oh, I did it. And I had upped it a couple from last year, but I
Nice.
think I'm right at, that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm going for 100 because audiobooks.
No way.
Audiobooks count. I made it to 70 last year.
You did? Oh, and I was all proud of 40 something.
Yeah. Well.
What you kid? Oh, overachiever.
Well, you should also count your tween book club books because those are lengthy.
I do. What about the kids' books? Do you count all
don't
your
count
kids'
those.
books?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
But like the teen book club, I would.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I listen to a lot of books.
I do too.
I have an audiobook going all the time.
I do too.
And
But
I'm
I
used-
do count those.
Yeah.
I put
and
those
I did.
in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways,
I can't take the peer pressure.
It's
Go for
on.
it. All right.
But anyhow, so that's just a fun little thing to try. It's just it's neat to see if you do read the whole alphabet, or just see where you go. But
Good.
And Goodreads, we don't get any credit for that. But if Goodreads would like to sponsor Book Buzz, we're open.
We're all about it. Yes.
That's just librarian to librarian sharing you some good information. So, this is a classic, which is always good to read a classic. But it is also a graphic novel, which we have a lot of popular classics.
It's crazy.
That have been adapted into graphic novels. So what a great way to maybe visit a story that you loved, maybe visit a story you had to read in school that you did not love.
True.
Or
I can't believe I
just
didn't read
be introduced to it all together brand new.
Yep.
So this is The Great Gatsby, which of course is a classic. And I got a reader right here. She's going to check
Did you
this
read
out.
it? Yeah.
So I think they're reading it in the high school right now or just did. But anyway, so this is the graphic novel adaptation of it. And it's just, I love it. And there's Daisy. Look at her. She's even got a little bit of attitude. In her.
Yeah.
But so
Great story.
what a cool way to be exposed to that story through the graphic novel adaptation. So read a classic would be a fun thing to do. Read the graphic novel. Or read any kind of graphic novel. Because so this is The Great Gatsby, but then I also do have, this kind of piggybacks on that. I also brought in Anti-Hero by Kate Karis Quinn. This is more of a typical graphic novel. It is not adapted from a classic. It is a brand new story.
Okay.
And it goes back and forth between being about two different girls, and the one I believe has superpowers, so it has that kind of like superhero twist that's also kind of in your maybe in your stereotypical kind of graphic novel when you think of superheroes, you know.
Right.
But not all of them are. So this is another option. So read a graphic novel this year.
Yes, absolutely.
And then there's an A and there's a G. Two different letters done
There
in your
we
alphabet.
go. I like that.
And the graphic novel you
Well
can read
done.
pretty quickly. And I do count graphic novels when I do my Goodreads.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, why not?
Yeah.
I love that, and I'm glad that you did one with a graphic novel. I don't know that I don't think I brought one for our department, our children's department. Is that how many times do we get asked by parents, like, can you help me find something for my son to read? All he'll read are graphic novels, like it's a bad thing. Do you know what I mean?
It makes me sad. 'Cause
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
Even as an adult, I really enjoy graphic novels. And there's so much art that you can appreciate in it.
Yep.
Like, yes, you could technically read a graphic novel quickly, but if you really like use the illustrations to help tell the story, you don't necessarily read it super, super fast.
Exactly, because yes, and I think what the maybe the older attitude with adults, not that they're old minds, but don't compare them to like comic books.
Right. Right.
When I was growing up, there were comic books, and now they'll be like, well, now they call them graphic novels. They're different,
Well, they're longer for one thing.
Yeah, longer, and like you said, the art in some of them. I mean, it's crazy. I tell them. I mean,
and they're also great for our struggling readers too.
Yes, absolutely. Don't write those off for sure. Graphic novels are good. So yeah. All right, so here is a new one. I love this. All right, so I'm going to do some, new picture books. This is What Can a Mess Make by B. Johnson.
A headache.
Cute. So, yeah, especially when you still have two at home like that, young ones. A mess can make a masterpiece. And you see the back, where the master. This is reminding me of, and you were just talking about like junk journaling.
Oh,
doing like a masterpiece. You have that?
Keep going.
Okay. So kitchen clatter, milk and juice, syrup splatter, chocolate mousse, bowl of cherries, red and blue. A mess can make a meal for two. From breakfast to bedtime, from fort to pillow fight, two sisters make all kinds of messes. It's an imaginative, playful, delicious mess, and their messes can make a day full of possibilities. I love it. So just filled with.
I mean, when you do cook, it's a mess.
Yeah, it is.
And then you have to clean it up again.
Yeah, you do. But I think if you're a kid, and sometimes parents might be a little bit more
to
anal.
Appreciate the mess.
Yeah,
better.
yeah. To just like it is what it is. Let the kids make a mess, and I don't know. It's just fun, and the fact that it's two sisters just having fun and making So, all right, that was my
Junk
first
Journaling,
one.
which is a program.
Yes.
We're not really talking about programs too much in this episode, but this is a program that we're offering on a monthly basis for our tweens and teens. And they started up in January. It was a new program for the year, and the tweens loved it. I haven't gotten feedback on the teens yet, but the tweens loved it. And what we did is for our first one was this. These are actually, talk about like reduce, reuse, recycle. These are CD cases from our tech services that we no longer had a use for the library. Because, a lot of times when we get a book on CD, they come in these little cardboard cases. We don't circulate them that way because they fall apart so easily. So we have like more like a binder that our CDs circulate in. So we were using them to make these little journals. So what Miss Sarah did on her sample here was like, she did a collage about traveling on the first page. Yeah. Like it's like my favorite things. And then like a collage about like things that make her happy, and a collage about going to the beach. And so you just take scrapbooking materials, stickers, washi tape, whatever you can think of. I saw one girl basically just covered hers with different kinds of duct tape. And that's fine. It makes like a little journal that you can kind of keep, little scrapbook of things that you like. I love it. So we're going to do that each month, and you can kind of build upon it too. So you can make something that reflects what you did in January, or something that you want to do in February, and make like a whole little journal of the year. You can bring photos with you if you want to use your own photographs, whatever you want to do. It's like scrapbooking and journaling combined. Yeah. So love it. Yeah. So talking about making a mess, this is all kinds of different pieces of paper.
Creative mess.
It's a creative mess. Beautiful.
Okay.
Cool.
Am I going again?
Go for it.
All right. So, brand new paperback series. Spent some time cleaning out that paperback corner to make room for a couple new series that are coming in. This one is called Billy B. Brown. And the different titles by Sally Rippon.
They look really cute.
They are really cute. And you know what else?
Nice little quick reads.
Nice, easy reads. Excuse me.
It's a really great way to start a chapter book.
Yeah, the Bully Buster, the Hat Parade, the Little Lie, so all kinds of fun. And there, that's showing now is Billy's Treasury of School Adventures. They even already came out. We're just getting these in, and they came out with a fun treasury. And actually, what I like about the treasury, it's like more picture book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have the chance to even start with the picture book and then work your way up to this, which is not
an
even
in-between,
yeah, it's an in-between and on a lower level,
Yeah.
you know, in between.
Yeah.
So Billy B. Brown, just cute little stories of like different incidents. In this one, she's broken her arm, and it's going to be the best story ever for show and tell, especially if she adds in a crocodile.
Oh, it sounds like something you would do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Your broken arm story had to get much better than its original, so
Yeah, nothing gets better than that. All right.
Okay,
So enjoy
so-
Billy B. Brown.
You can read a classic, you can read a graphic novel, or you can read a thriller.
Whoa, just
So
look at the
this is
title
called.
of
This is
that.
actually a supernatural thriller. Killer House Party.
Oh, God.
Ghosts were one thing. The supernatural, while scary, was also sort of fascinating. The world was bigger and stranger than I had ever known before the party. So, red solo cups, check. Snacks, check. Abandoned mansion full of countless horrors that won't let you leave, check. The Dinehart Manor has been a looming shadow over town for as long as anyone can remember, and it's been abandoned for even longer. When the final Dinehart descendant passes, the huge Gothic manor is up for sale for the first time ever, which means Arden can steal the keys from her mom's real estate office, of course, and have a graduation party that no one will ever forget. However, Arden and her friends find that whenever everybody gets inside, the manor bar doors lock and the walls begin to bleed. So it's like Amityville horror kind of spookiness. Yeah, like scary, like supernatural, scary stuff.
No.
So Killer House
Bleeding
Party.
walls, I'm out of here.
And this is like
Hey.
RSVP to RIP.
Oh.
So another genre. So if you've never read a thriller,
That
maybe
is
this
so
is your year to
creepy.
do it.
That
Yeah.
is so creepy.
I kinda wanna read that
Bleeding
one.
walls.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
That's like that Amityville horror movie. Those
Oh.
were creepy.
They are really creepy. I
Yeah.
don't like any stuff like
Oh,
that.
I know you don't. We talk about that at Halloween time, though.
Oh, we do. Oh, we get right back into like my worst, the worst movie you ever saw or whatever. So this is a new one by David Almond. It's called Puppet. And very simple looking. Hans Christian Andersen Award winner. Or Hans Christian Andersen. So a beautiful, poignant story about creativity and playfulness and community. Let's see. Remember, I have to bring it like really close here. You're a mystery, aren't you, Puppet? But isn't everything a mystery? Not just you, but every single thing that exists is a mystery. The puppet. What should a puppet master do when he's old and all of his puppets are gone? Well, Sylvester decides to make one last puppet. This one is different. When the old man speaks to him, Puppet speaks back. And then he starts to walk. So I think it's a little, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like a Pinocchio puppet kind of thing. And oh my gosh, there are scary movies with puppets, right?
Yeah.
That just kind of get up on their own and do things. I
Yeah.
hope it's not that scary. I haven't read it, but
It looks cutesy on the front, but
yeah, I know. But then you read that and go, oh, and there's more on the inside cover. But I'll just leave you being afraid and everything.
So this is actually this is a memoir. So this is nonfiction. So you can read. I originally pulled it to be historical fiction, but I was wrong. It's actually nonfiction, but historical based. The Ballerina of Auschwitz. So you could read historical fiction. You could read a memoir. Those are two genres to explore this year as well. So this is actually told. This is written by Dr. Edith Eva Edgar, but Edith was Eddie in the 1940s. So Eddie is a talented dancer and skilled gymnast with hopes of making it into the Olympics. Between her rigorous training and her struggle to find her place in the family where she's considered the daughter with brains but no looks, Eddie's too busy to dwell on the state of the world. But life in Hungary in 1943 is dangerous for a Jewish girl. Just as Edie falls in love for the first time, Europe collapses into war and Edie's family is forced onto a train bound for the Auschwitz concentration camp. So...
Wow.
Yep. So you can read more about.
Interesting.
Yep. So
That
it's a
looks like
memoir. So it's going to
yeah.
be true.
Yeah.
You know, she wrote about her own life. So I'm sure it's going to be interesting. But we don't usually have a lot of books about this time period for teens.
That's a good point.
You know,
Yeah.
we read a lot of ostrich books for adults in my adult book club over
Well,
the years and stuff. But
and there's a lot for kids.
Yeah.
There's, you know, in the just the children's department,
like
there's
World
a
War
lot.
II.
Yeah.
So this would be an interesting one for sure.
Yeah.
So read
Interesting
something
is right.
historical or read a memoir. That's another genre to explore this year.
Nice. We only have a couple minutes, but I'll just show one more chapter book that's new. Then I thought maybe you were going to show that game because I had something to show you. Melissa de la Cruz, The End of the Story, A Never After Story. So this is a series. And
She wrote The Descendants.
Yep. And then it shows the Chronicles of Never After, all the books. Very popular author. Never After crew is back for a final epic adventure.
Ooh.
So this is
The ending.
the end of the story of the Never.
She writes a
Never
lot.
After.
She writes for YA a lot too.
Yeah, she's one of
busy.
those that's all over the board, kind of like James Patterson, like started slipping into our area, you know, from just doing adults to now doing teens and kids and
Yep.
all kinds of stuff. So we're running out of time, but
Okay.
it's something I wanted to show you. Go
ahead.
ahead. No,
Okay.
you bring it because
So-
it'll be perfect for that.
Okay, so for Christmas, I
Okay.
got this board game called The Really Loud Librarians.
And I don't know
instantly
anything
thought
about
that it was based upon Lucinda and I. And if that's the case, but I don't know who you are compared to who I am. But so for this game, you split up into two teams. So this is the one person,
Yeah. Oh,
and then this is the other one.
okay. I just want to make sure I get this up there too. Okay, two teams.
And they have really good names. So this one is Gertrude Birdwhistle
Okay.
versus Willifred Dankworth.
Oh,
And what I think
geez.
you do, we haven't played this yet, is you kind of get like a topic. So
Yeah.
like this is computer programs, and then you get a letter of the alphabet, and you and your team have to shout out things from that topic that start with that letter. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure is how it works. We haven't played it yet, but
No.
I can see us being really loud, and that
can
looks like
too.
something like Taylor Swift would have.
I know.
Did you get that for Christmas?
I did. And I didn't ask for it.
Didn't you?
It was under my tree down at Lake Norman. It was from Timothy Santa Claus. And he said, this is something that I just think you need to have. And I said, this is definitely book buzz material. So I haven't done it. I mean,
You had to charge it.
yeah, it's a karaoke
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah, you have to charge it. So I'm like trying to turn it on and stuff. And I don't
think you
I don't
charged it
know.
up. But it says something on here though.
What's it say?
Sing
Along bling.
along bling.
Sing along bling. This is so us.
Yeah,
It
well,
is.
I mean for your next karaoke night too.
Well, I'll bring it back when it's charged
But
up.
Taylor has a studded microphone, kind of like that, doesn't she?
We might be related.
You wish.
On that note, we'll see you in February.
You're listening to related
I
Taylor
wish we
Swift.
could
I don't
sing
think you'd
them
be
out.
making
What?
making TV shows on the local.
Don't worry, Taylor. I know we're not related yet. I don't know. You have any relatives that? No. Just kidding.
I love that though. That is fun.
Thank you.
Yeah,
All right.
good job. Good.
I'm
good
bringing it
gifts.
back.
Yep. Nice Christmas show and tell to end up our episode.
Absolutely. I love it. Don't you? I could see you using this.
Oh yeah, I'm 100%.
Yeah. I don't know where all the things are, but I think we can, we will practice.
Test.
We will
Check, check.
test next month.
Okay.
I think it's a beautiful February idea.
Oh, a love song, a duet.
Okay, we have to start practicing
Islands in
now.
the Stream.
Yeah, Alex.
practice,
It is
we'll
so
practice.
time to end, people. Where is the?
We'll have to decide if you're gonna be Dolly or if you're gonna be Kenny. We'll figure it out.
We have to go that far too.
Well, I mean that's a look though.
Yeah.
You never know what might happen on Book Buzz. So
I don't
stay
want to
tuned.
look like Kenny Rogers. Because I know you're going to want to look like Dolly. You're such a Dolly fan.
I am a Dolly fan.
Are we done yet?
Have a wonderful
See
January.
you in February. All right. Well, fun.